What's up, people? Joe here again from cloudy Tallahassee, Florida, in the United States. 2-for-1 special on the videos today. I got a break in the middle of my day, so I've decided I'm going to knock out a couple of more teams. So we went over Aston Villa, we went over Arsenal. This morning we went over Chelsea, we went over Everton, and today we're going to go over Leicester and Liverpool. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for that Liverpool one. But let's kick off with Leicester, man. So it's going to be interesting to see how Leicester's squad pans out. The Foxes signed a couple of unproven guys in this round, but Fabrizio Massetti, who's the manager there, he did lock up a few guys that we all know who they are, and some high talented players, some big names. So let's start off with a couple of those guys. So, Fredrickson. Everybody in the league knows Fredrickson. If you don't know him by name, you know him by haircut. I've talked about this in the last couple of videos. I accidentally made him with a bald spot. It's actually pretty hilarious. I haven't gotten around to recreating him and fixing that bald spot, but he's kind of growing on me, man. That bald spot is like, you know exactly where he is on the pitch. Everybody's got this dark colored hair, and then Fredrickson's running around with this bald spot, man. So he's a winger from Denmark. He's super active. He's super passionate about the league. He's a high potential dude, and Leicester is really lucky to have been able to lock him up top. And I've heard that he's been using some hair growth foam, so I'm expecting to see some of that start to fill in over time. So I kid with him. I'll get around to recreating him soon, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet. But great player, big results moving forward, I feel, for Leicester. Leicester also nabbed Connor Burbage. I like to call him Connor Sr. And if you've heard any of the other videos, I talk about the fact that we have two Connor Burbages in this league. The fact that we have 115 guys or 110 guys in this league out of this big old planet, and two of them happen to be named Connor Burbage, I find that fascinating. The other Connor Burbage has changed his name to Connor James, but I like to still refer to Connor Burbage, this one, as Connor Sr. You know, Burbage is a great back. He's a center back there, and he's going to anchor that back line for, I think, a long time. And he's just going to be a huge benefit to them moving forward. He's active. He's going to grow. He's a big kid, and he's really going to help, their next signing, which is Riley Jones. And Riley Jones is, he's probably the biggest keeper in the league. The dude is 6'4". He's from England. He absolutely slayed the Academy Cup, man. I think he had 3 clean sheets for Bohemians, and Bohemians were really good. They made a nice run in that. They got beat, but in 3 of those games, man, Riley Jones between the pipes, man, he was just completely dominating guys. Some of the saves that he was making, the dude's gonna be a star. Another backline addition for Leicester is a new recruit, which is Aurelio Quiroz. He's a right back from the United States. He's new, so fans will cut him a little bit of slack early on. And from what I understand, he's pretty passionate about the club. So I think they're gonna warm up to him over time as he starts to get more time on the pitch and moving forward. Lastly, the club signed Harrison Fell. I know Fell was looking to try to sign with Liverpool, and that fell through for whatever reason. But Fell's a talent, man. He's a quality dribbler. And not only is he a great dribbler, he's a budding free kick specialist. We were watching some of the Sims with some of the free kicks that he was lacing. Some of them were absolute bangers. So he's really been working on that in training, and we expect him to become a very clinical ball striker for the Leicester Foxes. Overall, solid day for the Foxes. They're going to still need some letters of intent. Let's just be honest. They signed 5 people out of the 11 that they need to sign. But they got a grade of a B plus, man. With some of the names that are locked down on this squad, I think Leicester's got some great opportunities moving forward. And Fabrizio Massetti is one of the most entertaining managers in the league. You'll find that out. He's fun to play for. He's going to be out there trying to lock down some recruits to send their letters of intent. So it's going to be fun to watch that happen. So let's talk about Liverpool, man. I know as an American, I'm kind of sick about hearing Liverpool this, Liverpool that. Whenever I talk to people, I'm always like, hey, what's your favorite team? And let me guess, Liverpool. But people love the Reds. And it's really tough not to love the Reds because they're just so good. And this academy team that you're building in this league is going to be absolutely no different. It is chock full with high potential players. Let's quickly run through them. Starting at the top, they signed Liam Vanderlaar. And we all know who Liam Vanderlaar is. It's an absolute crush of a signing for Liverpool. I know Zig Patterson is absolutely gleaming with being able to lock down Liam Vanderlaar. Stud striker, cup winner, scores goals, great vision. I mean, what else can you ask for? The dude's probably going to win some golden boots. And not only that, the guy has like the coolest soccer name ever. I mean, you get a gold star, Liam van der Laar. If there's not a more soccer name, I don't know where else we're going to find a better soccer name than that. So who's van der Laar going to be passing to? I know you guys are like, who? Man, I don't want to hear that as the Arsenal manager, but he's going to be passing to Danny Barry. I mean, sorry guys, Danny Barry. I mean, Danny Barry logged 6 goals in that brief stint that he had with Derry. He didn't even start off the year with Derry because he was kind of new coming into the middle, but scored 6 quick goals. That front line's going to be dangerous. It's deadly. Keepers around the world are going to cry themselves to sleep the night before they have to face this Liverpool front line. It's going to be tough. And, you know, he was one of the top prospects in the league. I know there were a number of teams that were like, I want Danny Barry. I want Danny Barry. I know one of them was the former Derry manager, Morgan. For West Ham, he was really looking forward to snagging Derry, but Liverpool came out and was able to sign him. So I could tell you that the fans love Danny already. They're already giving him a nickname of Danny Boy. They love him. We were talking to a fan at local Walmart, and the fan was like, "Oh my gosh, I love Danny Barry. I can't wait to get his kit." I mean, the fans just love you, bro. It's going to be an awesome thing to watch you and Liam work up top. So let's talk about the middle real quick. You thought the top line was fantastic, man. The middle is just as good. I mean, in the middle, the Reds locked down 2 brilliant players. They locked down, Balázs Horváth, and they locked down Cameron Briscoe. I mean, both of those guys super clinical, super active. I mean, the Hungarian, I mean, he's a clinical striker. We've seen some of his strikes from long distance, from out in a midfield position. He's going to be deadly out there. And Briscoe, the dude does it all. Not only does he have a really sweet haircut, but he passes. He's got great vision. He's able to score. I mean, if these are the guys that are feeding that top line of van der Laar and Barry, I mean, should we even play? Should we just pretend like we played and give them the cup? I mean, that's what I'm looking at right here. They're just going to be that good. You're probably going to see one of the assist leaders for the league come out of this. And, if those 2 midfielders weren't good enough, I mean, come on, man. If it wasn't bad enough for those opponents. They also signed Ben Kahn and Joshua Wood. Ben Kahn, as you know, was the MVP of Sligo's Cup run. He's a central defensive mid, but he loves sneaking up into the box and taking a few shots here and there, which is what he did in Sligo with the game-winning goal. Great guy, super menacing haircut. He's absolutely bald. It's really, really sweet. He's got twice as less hair as Fredrickson. Menacing dude. He's going to play really, really tough back there for the Reds. And then Wood, let's talk about Wood for a second. He was with Shamrock. Shamrock pretty much sucked. I should know because I managed them. They were absolutely garbage. But Wood, in some of the sims, played really, really well. He stood out to the Liverpool manager, and Liverpool wanted to go ahead and lock him down. So those 4 guys, man, you're talking about Balázs, you're talking about, Wood and Kahn and Briscoe. It's going to be a tough midfield, man. And they're all going to be feeding that line. It's going to be a nightmare. Well, so let's talk about defense a little bit. They locked down 3 defenders as well. Lacazette, Bamber, and Tom Lawson. I mean, wow. All 3 of these guys are high potential. I don't think a single signing from Liverpool wasn't considered a high potential by the league. I mean, if you had to guess, Lacazette's probably the highest of the potential. Lawson's probably a close second. Lacazette's super fast. He plays right back. He loves sneaking up on the wing. He's kind of like I said earlier. He's like a Hector Bellerin. He likes to sneak up the right side, throw in a couple of crosses, then navigate him towards the middle of the pitch and maybe take a shot or 2. Lawson, he's the brother of Liam van der Laar, who plays up top, so it's going to be really cool watching them play on the pitch together and grow together. That's super special. Looking forward to that. And Bamber, the dude's just a beast, man. He's like 6'2", 200 pounds. He's like Virgil van Dijk back there, man. He's just a big dude. He's tough. He's an impressive lad. All 3 of these guys are impressive lads. So all in all, great day for Liverpool. What can you say? I mean, the only knock to Liverpool today was they didn't sign a keeper. I mean, if you're a keeper in this league or you want to be a keeper in this league, Liverpool doesn't have a keeper, guys. I mean, look at some of these letters of intent that you're submitting. I'm not necessarily encouraging you to submit a letter of intent for Liverpool because they do have a lot of players and there's other teams that need them. But, the other teams I think have already locked up keepers. So, Liverpool is going to be looking for a keeper. And they're also going to be down one of their defenders. So, but great. I mean, just a great day. I mean, Liverpool has to be smiling. Zygmunt Patterson just had the best day. I mean, they're great. They signed 9 players. I gave them a grade of an A+ because I don't know how else you can give them anything else. Arsenal got an A. They signed 11 guys, top day. A lot of them were high profile players, but I mean, Liverpool just really knocked the ball out of the park. And congratulations to these Leicester signings. Congratulations to these Liverpool signings. It's going to be awesome watching you guys grow on the pitch. But last thing I want to say as we hit the 10-minute mark on this vid. Wow, time really flies. But we do have some teams that still need letters. So we've gotten about 70 letters of intent from players, about 180 letters of intent overall. We still have about 40 guys out there. So if you're listening to this video and you haven't sent us your list of teams that you have a preference to play for, please do so. We could use players for Aston Villa. We could use players for Chelsea. Could use them for Everton and Leicester. And there's going to be a couple of more teams that we're going to announce later that also could use a couple of players. We've got a couple of teams that are almost full. Arsenal's kind of already full. But get those letters in. It takes you 2 seconds, man, and just fill it out. I know it may seem a little bit confusing when I use the term letters of intent, but we're trying to be organic and make it feel real. Letters of intent is the same thing as telling me which teams you want. So post it on Facebook, post it on the website, send me a message on Facebook. I don't care how you communicate with me, but send us who you're looking to play for so we can start locking down some more signings. And I'm going to sign off now at the 11-minute mark. I appreciate everything, and I may do another video today, and at the very least, I'll do one tomorrow morning. Stay safe out there, guys. All right, bye.